Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is February 5th, 2017. I almost said 2015.
That was 2 years ago.
I know. My name's Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Mr. Dan Curtis.
Hello.
Hi.
Just me today.
It's just us.
It is just us, which is always a
bad idea.
recipe for disaster.
It is. And it's also
Disaster,
been...
I say, disaster.
Quite the train wreck.
It's the most marvellous train wreck I've ever seen.
Jeeves.
Tell Jeeves to look at that train wreck.
Jeeves, pull up to them railroad spikes and prep thyself for a massive train wreck.
All right.
Call the ambulatory services. Mass casualties incoming.
Yeah, anyway. Hi, everyone. We're back.
It has been a number of weeks. January
At least
16th.
2, 3. We've missed 2.
We've missed 2, so therefore it's been 3 weeks since people have had us inside of them. Their ears.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere with that one.
Well, they're lug holes, actually.
What people do in the privacy of their own home is their business, Eric.
I mean...
Let us not forget this. I would rather not be inserted into any orifices, but whatever.
Well, your voice, you don't really have a choice. That's the only way they can consume you.
Ugh. This got sexual and weird very quickly.
Perspective is a very weird thing.
Yes. So, yeah, it's good to be back anyway.
It is. I've had an excess of dumb building.
I know. I said to you the other day, I actually feel slightly intelligent.
So we can't have that.
So I started talking to you, and then it all dribbled out of my ears.
I mean, I've been feeling intelligent. I've been doing manual labor. We moved.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Out the mud hut at last.
Yes, and out into the open desert.
We now live under the sewers.
Yeah.
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We live inside of a cactus.
Oh, I didn't realize you could go in there.
Well, we hollowed it out.
I think there's a novel waiting there.
My office...
Like Narnia, but with a cactus.
Yeah, my office is in the left arm.
That would be a cool house, if you could have a cactus-shaped house.
I think it'd be a little impractical. There is a house in
all
my
the best houses
hometown.
are.
There was a house in my hometown that was shaped like a mushroom.
Really? Mm-hmm. Does a Mario live there?
I mean, that probably.
That is a video game reference within a couple of minutes.
See, and that's the thing. When we're away for too long, we get ahead of ourselves.
We do. So I think we need to address, first of all, where is Yomus?
Well, I think Yom is using the same excuse 2 weeks in a row.
He just goes on holiday every week.
Yeah, he's got too much money.
Not with that flat.
I mean, when your clothes washer is in your kitchen, you clearly don't have too much money.
Everybody does that in England.
So nobody in England has any money.
No.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does, yes.
Even in our new house, we have a separate room for laundry.
Because you need to squeeze your fat ass in there.
I can't believe how much crap we have.
I know,
when
right?
you move, you uncover crap. You're like, why do I have this?
Did you find any gaming stuff that you forgot existed?
Oh, yeah. Ton of old boxed PC games.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they even still work?
Well, I put a CD drive in my computer for the first time in a long time, and no, they don't.
All right. Like when we try to play The Sims, and it wouldn't work.
Well, I had to get out an old compact laptop from the late 90s to play that.
Yeah,
and even then I had to hold it at
on mine.
Just the right angle, because apparently something was loose on the motherboard, and if I moved it, it would shut off.
Is there any other way to game?
This is really inconvenient, but oh boy, is it fun.
I like it with the element of danger.
Boy, if I sneeze, this whole game's going to erase.
Did you find anything absolutely disgusting in your house that had been forgotten, like a durian candy behind the sofa or something?
So speaking of durian candy,
Oh, God.
I actually found the ones that I meant to send to you and Tom. So the ones I sent you are still bad, but
Uh-huh.
those ones are like Lucky Charms compared to the ones I just found.
Oh, no.
One of my buddies from Wisconsin came down and he wanted to take some back to his town to give to his friends because the old ones, nobody really thought they were that bad. These new ones we bought, they came in a bag of like 1,000. And you open it up. We opened it in the car and we're just overcome with the smell of old, rotten garbage. And all of the
Why,
candies were still individually sealed.
why do people eat this again?
I mean, apparently enough people eat it that they can sell it in a bag of multiple dozens.
Oh, no, actually, I remember looking it up, and apparently, some people it doesn't smell or taste bad.
Well, they may have brain damage.
Possibly.
So I sent you guys the video of us eating it. It's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
I could say so much there.
I mean, I just gave you a softball pitch there, and I was just waiting for you to
I'm
swing.
not going to new leaf and all that.
It is a new leaf.
2017.
2017 is a new leaf.
It is.
But unfortunately, Dan, speaking of a new leaf, I think we need to address something.
Segue.
I mean, that's a leaf we're never gonna turn
No,
over.
I'm still going to announce that every time. But yes.
Unfortunately, today
Yes.
we have to say goodbye to one of our cast members.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Jess has decided to part ways with the show.
Yes.
Being an
So-
adult is hard.
It is.
Life gets in the way.
No. Well, thank you, Jess. You are on longer than me.
For now.
For now, yes. And yes, it's been a pleasure.
It has. She was one of the original members of the show.
She was. She is,
She's
of course,
been-
responsible for Toronto Batman.
Oh God. I was gonna say that's my favorite Jess memory is her being so proud of getting a guest for the show. And then it just turning into one of the most notorious shows we have.
It was a special time. I very much enjoyed the time Jess's former husband set a truck on fire.
I
That
thought
was a good
she
one.
set her truck on fire.
No, it was him, I think.
And then she was just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah, it was on fire.
Truck started on fire and just drove it home.
And of course, Dead's Scarlett Johansson.
The stalker.
Yes, the stalker. Not finishing games, of course.
And perhaps the wittiest comeback in the history of the show. Shut up.
Shut up!
So beautifully executed.
It was. She was here in body but not in mind that day, I think.
I mean, I'm not even sure she was really here in body either.
No.
That's me, Scarlett Johansson. Shut up.
So yes, as sad as we are to lose Jess, the stupidity will go on.
It will. She's still
I
going to be a
know.
part of the community. She's just got a lot of stuff going on right now that she doesn't have time to dedicate to the show that she feels she would need to.
Yes.
So she's always got a
Tom
spot
is-
welcome here behind her own microphone.
Yes. Tom is still here. He hasn't, as far as we know, left.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Discord.
I don't think we're going to replace her, though. I don't think we're going to
No,
get
no.
another fourth.
No.
I mean, we took a big risk rolling the dice on you.
We did. You did. But look how much it paid off. I saved this show.
If it weren't for me, the show would be a flaming plane crash.
It really would. It'd just be you talking to yourself today, so I can see
Well, I mean,
yourself
that's not too different than a lot of the really famous talk radio shows. Like, listen
Yeah,
to
but
any
those
news talk
people
radio.
are interesting.
All I could do is just get on the microphone and talk about myself for 3 hours.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah. God.
Love you, man. Much love and all that.
I know, I'd give you a hug right now if I could.
No thanks, you smell.
I'm going to make sure that when you come and visit, I give you hugs.
I'm not coming.
Then it looks like Kingdom Hearts will never get opened.
I'm coming for that shit.
I unboxed it today when I was putting my games away. I'm like, oh.
What?
Well, I didn't open it.
Oh.
I took it out of the box.
Oh, got excited there.
Nah. Oh, no. Believe me, if I actually open that, there'd be a video. But I
There'd
won't.
be a ceremony and everything, I imagine. Trumpets.
I'd have candles, rose petals.
I actually enjoyed that conversation we had via email with Tom about the getting into the Kingdom Hearts series because he's never played it before. Talk about a convoluted mess.
Oh, yeah. Even still, I just gave up after Kingdom Hearts 1, I guess.
Yes, one.
Well, no, I played the Game Boy Advance one, which was quite good. I don't even remember what that one was called. Coded? No.
Recorded?
No, Recoded was the remake of the Game Boy Advance one.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Chain of Memories.
All right. I haven't played that one.
It was actually pretty good.
Tom basically sent both of us an email saying, I want to get into Kingdom Hearts. Should I start with 2.8? Final chapter prologue. I was like, no. Talk about a name that makes no sudden sense.
Or Birth by Sleep.
A dream drop distance. There is actually something which is part of Final Chapter Prologue, which is kind of an hour-long movie, which is called Chi Back Cover.
What?
Yeah, it makes
Chi.
it's like a symbol, like an X, which means Chi apparently, and it's just called back cover.
That.
Which just
They're not
sounds
even
like
trying
which just
anymore.
sounds like the back of an overly hairy gentleman, to be honest.
And then what is the other one? Like 358 divided by 2 days?
Oh god, I forgot about that one.
So dumb.
Yeah.
The Dream Drop Distance one is particularly stupid because it's Kingdom Hearts 3D, and then it goes on to explain that the 3Ds are Dream Drop Distance.
Oh yeah.
But it's also for the 3DS, and it's in 3D, so they really just went for the Ds. They got all the Ds.
It's just, Eric, if you played through them, I've played 1 and 2, and I think even those are convoluted, and I played Dream Drop Distance on 3DS, and that's even more confusing. And for such a cutesy-looking, cartoony RPG, my god, it has the most complex story I've ever encountered in a game.
See,
even Metal Gear Solid looks normal compared to this shit.
Well, last show we were talking about Resident Evil and how it was never really intended to be a full series, so they didn't really take a whole lot of care when designing the story, so there were obvious plot holes. This is even worse. At least Kojima had an idea of where he wanted to go. His is masterfully laid out. He understands his story. And there are people out there who understand it, like Oliver. That dude knows the story inside and out. The characters make sense. There aren't many plot holes that I could think of.
No.
This game, it's just like, let's have him do this. Oh, let's have him do that. Does it make sense? No, who gives a shit?
Just introduce characters upon characters, and then they introduce something called the Heartless, and then there's people have different versions of themselves called Heartless and things, and I was like, what?
I mean, I will say that the first Kingdom Hearts is phenomenal.
The second one's even better. You should open it.
No, I think I'll buy a different copy.
Yeah, just do that. At least play it at some point, because
I think the reason that I
would highly recommend it.
I think the reason I was so turned off by it was that the first.
In fact, I'm going to add it to the list just so you have to play it.
The reason I was so turned off by it was the guys that I worked at GameStop with were playing through it, and I didn't really have time to get to it at that point, and they were telling me about it. And you didn't play as Sora for like the first 4 hours of the game.
Yeah, that bit's bad, but after that, it's good. So,
I don't think I've ever beaten the original Kingdom Hearts. I think I've gotten up to Beast's Castle, which is really close to the end.
Final Chapter Prologue has kind of a taster of Kingdom Hearts 3. in it, so that might be pretty good to play. But then you'll play it for an hour and it'll finish, and you'll be like, "Now I want Kingdom Hearts 3."
What is Final Chapter Prologue?
Final Chapter Prologue is a compilation of a remake of Dream Drop Distance,
For what console?
PS4.
It's out?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay, so it's a remake of Dream Drop Distance on the PS4.
Yes, well, kind of a port, but I
Okay.
imagine they've tidied it up a bit and made it shinier. It has that like prologue for Kingdom Hearts 3, which stars in another entirely new character, I believe.
Wait, so we're not playing as Sora in 3? Yeah, we are.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, in three, but not in this prologue bit.
Oh, kind of like they did with the Final Fantasy 15 demo.
I think it's somebody from the Game Boy Advance game or something like that. And
Goofy?
no, it's not Goofy. Somebody with blue hair. And then it has the Chi back cover thing in it.
So dumb.
It really is. Apparently that I read a review and it just makes no sense.
That's one of those games where when the text comes on, you just click through. Like, I just want to get back to the combat.
I mean, I really love the crossover with Final Fantasy back in the originals, and I think
They don't
Dream
do that
Drop
anymore, do they?
Yeah, they do. Dream Drop Distance crosses over with another Square Enix property called The World Ends With You.
Yep.
And obviously they have the Disney elements, but nobody knows for Kingdom Hearts 3 because in the time period between 2 and 3 coming out, Disney's acquired Star Wars and Marvel, so they could feasibly appear in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development for a long time.
Yeah, but I get the feeling with Square Enix, they just announce shit and then don't do anything for 8 years.
Well,
Then
do you remember
finally-
the early life of the PS3? They did this teaser demo for what we assumed was going to be the next Kingdom Hearts game, where it was this massive Keyblade battle out in the middle of this desert. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
And they showed that and everyone lost their minds, and here we are like 10 years later and nothing.
But of course, this happened with Final Fantasy 15 as well. It was in development hell for like 10 years. Started out as Final Fantasy Versus 13. That got folded into 15, which is a good game, but it could have been a lot more because I feel like they haven't finished it off properly,
Yeah.
which is why they're patching and all this stuff.
Which is, I was thinking about that the other day when you were telling me that there's more stuff coming out. I just don't find myself wanting to go back to that game.
I think if they patch it to the extent that they're going to patch it, where they add story content and make it better, I may go back to it like next year or something.
It's the only Final Fantasy game I can think of that I would have zero desire to replay. Because
Yeah.
you replay Final Fantasy games for the story.
Yeah, you do. And the Chocobo side quest in 9.
Oh, God.
I love that thing.
Such a
It's
rabbit hole.
It's so addictive. Just can't stop digging.
Give to me.
You're speaking about Resident Evil before. You're not interested in the new one.
I heard it's really good.
Apparently so, but it's one of those games that would make me poo my knickers, so stayed away from that one.
I just lost interest in that series after Code Veronica. Like, to me, that is where the good Resident Evils died. And it's super controversial because 4 is hailed as the best one ever, and I just didn't care for the switch in traditional controls and viewpoints to the over-the-shoulder stuff. And
Well, see, 7 is, of course, a departure again because it's first person. Mm-hmm. And entirely playable in VR, which if you do, you are mental, in my opinion.
I am so glad I didn't buy the PlayStation VR.
I know what I was just thinking about this the other day, like how much hasn't been announced for it since it came out.
Well, then there was, I don't know, I think we're still in this nebulous gray area of VR becoming mainstream, with that whole lawsuit that just happened over Oculus and Facebook and
Yeah.
ZeniMax.
I think if games like Resident Evil have the VR component, and it becomes commonplace, that it might get adopted a bit more, but I don't think it's gonna.
But from what I've read, it's nauseating.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you'll be running away from stuff a lot, won't you? And
Yeah.
kind
They
of
just
all
need to
over
find the
place.
niche of what's going to work in VR and what's not.
I imagine the Batman game's pretty good. Where being Batman and stuff might be pretty cool.
They said it's novel, but
Yeah, but then would you play it again?
Nah.
No, you do it once, and then you'd be like, "That was cool."
My
Chuck it
buddy
away.
has the Vive, and when we first got it, we dumped dozens of hours into it. And I don't think we've hooked it up in 4 months.
But this is the problem with all this technology. The Kinect, the PlayStation Move, it all came out. It doesn't get the support, and then this is why I'm
Well,
reluctant.
that's the thing, though. Sony is really good at coming up with fantastic equipment. The PlayStation TV is a phenomenal idea, to be honest. At its core, it is a great idea. Terrible
But the
execution,
Yeah.
terrible follow through, terrible support. I bought one for $36. I think I've used it 3 times.
Yeah, I know.
Mainly because it's such a pain. Now you can only have your games active on 2 consoles. So if you have it active, let's say I want to play a PlayStation 1 game, and I have it on my PS3 and my Vita, I can't put it on my TV, my PlayStation TV, till I go into my PlayStation account, disassociate it from one of those other 2 accounts, and reactivate it on the other.
That's quite the hassle.
And
This comes back to the Nintendo thing with their accounts aren't tied together across their consoles.
well, these ones are. It's just they only allow you to put you only get licenses for so many consoles because people were doing game sharing before.
Right.
And I still do that. I have my account on my mom's PlayStation 3 so that whatever PS3 games I buy or download, she can download and play so she doesn't have to spend a bunch of money on games.
Oh, aren't you a nice son?
I know. And when I get a
My
PS4
mother doesn't
Pro,
know what a PS3 is.
no?
Probably not.
Is that a Nintendo?
Yes.
Looking at getting a PlayStation 4 Pro soon.
Are you?
Yeah, we got to get a new TV first.
That's going to be quite the investment.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day, and I told Kristen, like, I think we're going to upgrade to a 70-inch, and she goes, that's it? I love you.
She likes it big.
Mm-hmm.
Televisions, of course.
Yes. So
Otherwise,
I
she wouldn't be with Eric.
go with the 80-inch.
Jesus Christ, I have a 32-inch HD TV.
My computer monitor is bigger than that.
Oh, shut up.
Good Lord. But yeah, if I get a
You'll go-
PS4 Pro, I'm going to give my mom my PS4. No need having 2 of them kicking around.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Microsoft's going to do with their console this year, too.
Dan,
Scorpio, yes.
I found the first Kickstarter project I'm going to back.
You did, I saw.
I love Mutant League Football. Love it. And it blows my mind that series didn't move forward. They kind of did with Blood Bowl, but that was more of I've never played it, but from what I understand, it's more of a strategy-based game instead of just straight-up blitz-style murder football.
Now, hang on. Before you get excited, is this going to be another Carmageddon situation?
I'm going to temper my excitement a little bit for one reason. So there's a game on Kickstarter called Mutant Football League, which is basically Mutant League Football, done in a blitz style.
They just swapped the words around.
Well, I don't know if it's made by the same team.
I'm gonna put my new game on Kickstarter. It's called League Rocket, and it stars loads of cars. Which reverse into balls into goals.
I mean,
They have rocket boosters.
it sounds like a good game.
Yeah, I know. I think it'll be a smash hit, to be honest.
Yeah,
Might put it on PlayStation Plus for the first month and see how it goes from there.
yeah. And then release a bunch of DLC.
I was gonna make a new RPG actually as well called Fantasy Final.
Oh,
And then I thought, like, every single one over the course of the years to come, every one will have a different story with different characters and stuff. And I
but
just
then
think,
you'll find the one that's critically hailed as the worst,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you'll make 3 of those.
yes, of course. And then after that, I will announce that I'm making Fantasy Final 7 remake.
And then never release it.
Yes, of course.
Oh, perfect. So this game, Mutant Football League, is a blitz-style arcade football game. And if you've never played Mutant League Football, it's the best sports game ever created, bar none. You have teams of mutants that you can hit each other super hard and kill each other, and your characters die. There's 2 ways to win the game: score more points or kill everybody on the other team.
That sounds like the more fun way.
Oh, yeah. And you can do nasty plays. This one, they've upgraded it. Before, you could just like bribe the ref to throw a call the other way, and then if the other person caught on, they could kill the ref and then get a new ref in and negate all that. Now you can do special plays where like your linebacker will just pull out a chainsaw and start cutting through the defensive line.
Finish here.
But the reason I'm going to temper my excitement is because this is the second time it's been on Kickstarter. The first time I think they were asking for 600,000 and only hit 140,000. Now they're only asking for 60,000 and they're already at 52,000.
Well, you just need to give them about $8,000 and they should be
But
sorted, Eric.
if you give them $1, they'll give you a demo copy of it.
Give them a book.
I'll give them $1. I was thinking about doing the $65 pledge because you get an old school game manual, collectible retro Genesis case.
All right, that's pretty good.
I mean, for $65, that's kind of a low investment.
Yeah.
But it looks so good. It just looks fantastic.
Well, from Kickstarter, I'm actually really looking forward to Ukulele coming out, which
When
is
is
pretty
that?
soon. Like March, I think.
Oh man, that's gonna be so good.
It is. It looks absolutely fantastic what they've done with that game.
Are they doing a physical release of that, or is it just digital?
Yes, they are. They are physical. Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be good. I mean, if you haven't checked that out, I mean, you'll check it out because if you love Banjo-Kazooie, it's literally that game again with slightly different characters.
And
It just-
hopefully they've taken care of the terrible hub world.
Yes.
Comes out April 17th.
All right. That's a bit longer than I thought.
It gives us time to get through Breath of the Wild.
Yes. And there's quite a few decent games coming out in the next couple of months. You won't be interested, but I quite want the new Mass Effect. And Sonic Mania's coming out.
I'm
That looks-
excited for Sonic Mania.
Me too. That looks good.
What do you? That's PS4, Xbox One,
Yes.
Nintendo Switch.
Yes. Basically, the 2D game that Sonic 4 should have been.
Yes. There's a collector's edition that comes with.
I know it's so good with the miniature Genesis, and it plays the Sega. Nice
Sega cart with golden ring.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how much just the game itself is going to be, because if it's only $10 more, that's a sweet deal.
I think it's quite hard to get though. I think it's pretty much sold out. Have you ever seen Sonic the Hedgehog's Twitter account?
Oh, I know. He's so funny.
He is. They've just completely embraced the stupidness of Sonic, and like they just have references to like the terribleness of Sonic 06, and which is possibly one of the worst games I've ever played.
It's there was a tweet that I loved the most on their account was to @Mighty9, congratulations on the launch. It's better than nothing. It's so funny.
They've nailed down Twitter big style.
Yeah. Whoever's in charge of that gets an A+ for being able to properly manage a brand.
Yeah. No, but I am excited for Breath of the Wild, but I'm going to get it on Wii U. I'm not getting a Switch.
See, I'm still hemming and hawing over it simply because I have it pre-ordered. I want it. I don't know.
I thought you were going to cancel your pre-order.
Well, I kept it just in case. I'm so indecisive. That's the thing.
You really are. Well, buy it, and then I can laugh at you if it goes wrong.
I'm just terrified that it's going to be
Or you
garbage.
can gloat if it's good.
I mean, the thing is it's not that expensive. So it's a $360 investment for me to play on the newest console.
So I think it's too expensive.
I don't know. Here's the thing. We moved in next door to our best friends, and I pre-ordered one for him as well. And he's like, yeah, I'm totally getting it. I'm like, but man, if it's really good, you're just going to give me so much shit because I'm playing it on the Wii U and you're playing it on the Switch. I can't have that.
Well, buy it then. I mean, I don't know. Do you want it?
I don't know. We'll see, because I'm getting...
Can you wait 8 months for Super Mario Odyssey to come out before it gets touched again?
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm getting LASIK surgery this Friday, and that's going to be expensive.
What the hell's that?
LASIK? You've never heard of LASIK?
Laser eye surgery.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Except
That's what we call it.
well, it's called LASIK
Right.
because that's what it's called.
That sounds horrible, so good luck with that.
Well, it's not as horrible as having to wear contacts and glasses all the time.
I don't know, getting your eye cut into is pretty bad.
Do you wear contacts?
I do.
Ugh. Get your eyes cut into.
Okay.
No,
I'll just go down Pete Lee and ask someone.
Who's got a knife and wants to cut my eyeballs?
All of us.
Yeah, stab you in the kidneys while we're at it. You flag.
That's home for you.
No, I'm excited for it because I'm tired of
You'll be
wearing.
able to see.
Yeah, I'll get to see. I mean, my vision's not that bad as it is, but I figured I'm finally in a position where I can afford to do this. Let's do it.
Good God, you just buy everything lately.
Well, so I had to buy a dinner table yesterday. How boring was that?
That's quite boring. Did you go to our official, unofficial sponsors?
We did, but not for the table. We went to living spaces where everything is really expensive.
Oh, aren't you
Christy,
fancy?
that's where Christy wanted to go.
Oh, she thinks she's posh now.
Yes. When you spend that much on a dinner table, it's not something that you look at and go, wow, that was a great purchase.
Yeah, we got the cheapest table we could from IKEA when we moved in here.
Yeah, what did you spend on it? Like $50?
Something like that, yeah. Don't really ever use it, to be honest. So
Yeah, well, we will.
for gala dinners and stuff.
You what?
For a gala dinner.
Oh, galas.
Gala.
When you put on your fancy dress.
Yes. I wear my pink salmon cocktail dress for these events, of course.
Shows off my cleavage quite nicely.
Oh, Mr. Mayor of Pittyby, how nice to see you.
I see you're in your finest dress today, too.
I wear this every day, Daniel.
I love your stiletto pumps.
Absolutely fabulous, darling.
I see you're more comfortable walking in them now than you were last time we met.
We're so stupid.
I started playing another game that I feel like we need to talk about for a few minutes. It came out on the DS
Yes.
a couple weeks ago. Dragon Quest VIII.
I didn't know there was one Dragon Quest.
They were called Dragon Warrior,
Just to be confusing.
and then they switched it.
Why?
I don't know.
So this is going to be your RPG recommendation for this year, no doubt.
No, I mean it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty much a direct port of the PS2 version, with a couple additions and one massive subtraction that really bothers me. The PS2
So is
version. Go ahead.
Has there been any more since the PS2 ones?
Yeah, there was Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies on 3DS, and then Dragon Quest X is coming. I think Dragon Quest X is coming out.
So why have they decided to do 8?
Just make the... They didn't do like any up-resing or anything to it. They basically just ported it straight over. It's perfect for the 3DS.
Okay.
But Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2 had... Oh, wait, yeah, Dragon Quest X did come out in 2012. So I don't know if 11... There's one that's coming up. Oh, yeah, Dragon Quest 11 is coming out sometime this year.
It's level 5. I like level 5.
Really grandiose, epic orchestral music in the PS2 version. In the DS version, it's all MIDI-based.
Oh, dear.
So it just doesn't sound as good. It's the same music, just lower quality.
I remember when they did Super Mario Galaxy with the full orchestra, and it just sounds great. Such a good soundtrack on that game.
Which I don't understand why they did that.
I do, because it sounded nice.
No, I'm talking about why they pulled the orchestra music out.
It mustn't be able to fit it on the 3DS, I guess.
I mean, Dragon Quest VIII is a huge game. It is a through and through traditional JRPG, which
Nice.
it's just my lay in bed and level grind and kind of pound through it slowly type of game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually finally got around to starting Pokemon Sun, and I'm very impressed.
Ooh.
As a seasoned Pokemon game lover, this is pretty damn good. Like, they've... Honestly, Eric, because you haven't played the others much, have you?
No.
This one is completely... It has the core of Pokemon, but the way the world is presented and the camera angles and the cinematography of it is on another level compared to every game that's came before it.
It is very good. Unfortunately,
It
I burned out on it real quick.
It actually feels like it's got a bit more depth to it than the others did. Like,
And I think I hit 55 hours before I called it quits.
that's not bad.
No, not bad
It's a
at
good
all.
amount of gameplay.
If you want to get through Dragon Quest VIII, just the main story, 71 hours.
Wow.
If you want to do everything, 120.
Sounds like my kind of game.
Oh man. The only reason I bought this game back in the day, well, it was a level 5 game. It looked fantastic, but it came with a playable demo of Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
So I had to buy it.
The one Final Fantasy you've never finished.
Nah. That's the only one I've never finished.
Yeah. Oh, that's what happened in the time we were off as well. Square Enix had the opening of their Final Fantasy anniversary celebration. Where
To much
they
disappointment.
yes, they announced limited edition cup noodles with characters from Final Fantasy 15 on.
So dumb.
Yeah, they announced a release date for a couple of the DLCs for 15. If you're into that, I guess, exciting. And most importantly, they showed after 2 years of waiting, they released one picture from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's been 2 years since they announced that.
I think so. I think it was E3 2 years ago. So coming up 2 years.
It has to come out this year.
Hopefully, at least some footage. I mean,
I think they released that just to get people off their backs. And they're like, okay, guys, let's start.
It's some nice looking art. But I want more than that.
No, I meant the video 2 years ago. They're like, just get this out. We'll worry about how to actually make the game later.
Well, everybody was up in arms about. I saw a NeoGAF posting about like the key art they released, which is what they called it, and people were mourning because Sephiroth has his black wing, like off Advent Children, and Cloud is looking more muscly than he did in the original trailer. And I was like, just go with it, man. Just let them release it.
People are, and we talked about this quite extensively prior to them actually announcing it. You're never going to please anyone or everyone.
No.
There's always going to be people that are going to be pissed off, and those are the people that just like to complain for the sake of complaining.
There'll be people who don't like it because it doesn't have turn-based battles.
If they put in a variation of Final Fantasy XV's battle system, I'll be okay with it.
It looks like where it's going if you watch the trailer. But it looks like you still can select magic, limit breaks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
hopefully summons are still a thing that you can call in on your own without them just randomly appearing like 15.
Oh, Knights of the Round.
Oh, hopefully they kept the 3-minute cast time.
I hope so. I used to love that.
It was so good. It's like, I need a soda. Okay.
But speaking of RPGs, we should move on to this week's game.
Segue!
That was a spiffing segue, that was.
I mean, I'd give it a 1 out of 3.
Thanks. It's not
So
bad.
it's like
33%.
3 out of 9, 33 out of 100.
Look at you, Mr. Teacher, with your math knowledge.
I can do numbers.
I can't. As soon as I left school, left my head.
So yes, Super Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
Super
Mario.
Stars.
You've never played this before, have you?
I sort of. I've started it many, many times with the intention to get through it and haven't done it because something else has come out. Or I just got distracted, or you know how it is.
I do know how it is. This game came out originally March 9th, 1996, as a joint venture between Nintendo and Square. Back when they were still just Squaresoft, not Square
When they
Enix.
were actually still liking each other.
Well, they'd broken away at that point, hadn't they?
No, 1997 was Final Fantasy 7.
Well, yeah, but Final Fantasy VII was in development well before that. They'd had a falling out.
Yes. Apparently, like they fell out big style. Like Nintendo didn't want anything to do with them for a very long time.
Well, because Nintendo or Square decided to move away from them.
Yeah. That Nintendo took it really badly. If you read the Polygon article, which was very interesting about the development of Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah.
like one of the biggest pieces of journalism I've ever seen in my life, full of great stories and details. Really good read. And I had loads of details about that. Loads of stuff I didn't know about that game as well was in there.
Didn't they have
I-
a playable version of in some form of it on a Nintendo console?
Allegedly, I think.
Lost to the ages.
Yeah.
But here we are with Mario RPG. This is one of those games that I remember quite fondly when I was a kid, simply because it was so unique and so different.
Yeah. It is actually very like Paper Mario.
Yeah, I mean, this set the stage
battles.
for it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how similar they were with the battle system and stuff. With the you can press type into things to increase your attack power and things. I didn't realize that.
Speaking of the whole split between Square, I wonder if this was kind of their answer, like, yeah, we don't need the Final Fantasy brand. We can make our own.
Yeah, it's an interesting game because to this point Mario hadn't really done anything like this. This is
Not
new
even
territory.
close.
No, and it is a really fascinating way to look at the series.
Well, and it gives you a deep dive into the Mushroom Kingdom and the people of that world. Because
Yeah,
before, you could never interact with these people. You're like, yeah, there are toadstools here and there. You know, there's these people and that people. And now you get to talk to them and be a part of it.
Yeah, it's strange, but it's interesting seeing how the Toads and the way that Square presents the characters in this, I find very amusing. Like Mario kind of acts out things that have happened to them when, he's
When
talking
somebody
to
says
people.
something super dumb, he just falls on his face.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah.
And then Mario kind of is like this international celebrity in the Mushroom Kingdom. Everybody knows him, knows of him, but not necessarily who he is. And then when he shows up and jumps, and everybody's amazed because he can jump so high. And obviously, one of the few RPGs of the era, like Landstalker, where you can jump, a kind of isometric platforming at times.
Which it's important to note, this is also an isometric game, very similar
Yeah.
to Landstalker.
But I find from a platforming aspect, it isn't as difficult as Landstalker.
No, but Landstalker also came out 4 years earlier.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
So they
that.
definitely improved upon the technology. Plus, I don't think they really went out of their way to make really difficult platforming sections.
No, they didn't. It's just kind of part of the world, isn't it? Just kind of. But you'll
Yeah.
see everything you kind of see in Mario, like Goombas and pipes and Bowser's Castle. It's all there. And
And it's neat because it starts out in the traditional fashion of, okay, the princess has been captured by Bowser and you need to go save her. So you jump out of your house, run up to Bowser's castle, get in a little fight with Bowser, and then something else happens.
spoilers, by the way, because somebody told me on Twitter that we should say when there's spoilers. So if you don't want the game spoiling, don't listen. I guess.
We're going to spoil something that happens in the first 4 minutes of the game.
It's important. Spoilers. Spoilers, 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 spoilers.
I think we covered that a long time ago, though. Any game we talk about is just spoiler-filled. We won't
But
give
yeah,
away the
you'd think
endings
so.
of
We are
things.
we are a retro unless we're talking about Final Fantasy X to Tom.
He's pretty salty about that.
It's his fault for not finishing it quickly enough.
I mean, that's true.
I
Nothing's.
could tell him what happens at the end of Ni no Kuni as well if he's interested.
Oh man, he'll never get to the end. I won't ever get to the end of that.
You should.
I know I should, but knowing that I'm nowhere near the end at 45 hours.
Well, it depends. You could get there quickly, I guess, but there's lots of side quests.
Yes. Anyways, back to Mario RPG. So you are fighting Bowser on these chandeliers.
Yes.
You save the princess, and then this giant sword falls from the sky.
As always happens, you know.
And that's what I always thought was kind of dumb. Like, this was so out of the ordinary. Like, it had nothing to do with the world. You can see right on the cover of the game, there's Bowser's castle with this giant sentient sword sticking out of the top of it named Smithy.
Yeah,
And
but they were trying something new, I guess. So
I guess, yeah. But he ends up being the main villain in this game. So what's happened is Smithy has destroyed Star Road.
yes,
And because of that, no more wishes can be granted. Because apparently when you make a wish, it goes to Star Road, becomes a star, and then falls to Earth to grant the wish as a shooting star. And that's been destroyed. So you, Mario, need to go around and collect the 7 stars to reassemble Star Road,
from the title.
to provide the people of the Mushroom Kingdom and surrounding areas the ability to make wishes.
Yes,
That's the story.
that is the story.
The game itself is very, very simple. It's a bare bones RPG.
Yeah, it is quite simple. Pick up and play a kind of RPG.
Yeah, it's still. I like how they held to the different, or to the traditional like Super Mario world, where you've got 7 different worlds to go through, and then within each of those, there's different locations. It feels
I like
very
that.
similar to Mario World.
It also stands alone on its own 2 feet with a new take on the Mushroom Kingdom, like Mario's house, and you go to Peach's castle, and she's apparently gone missing because she came down to see Mario about a day ago, which implies, it just to me implies that she was staying over Mario's house and saucy
yeah.
goings on. Totally.
And he just lives in this hut in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no crown prince.
Where's Luigi?
I don't know. Oh, there is a reference to Luigi in this game, isn't there?
Yes, apparently there's on Star Road. There's a wish from Luigi which says, "I want to be like my Mario, my brother."
No, hold on. He says something about being there. It doesn't say anything about that. It's, I want to be a great plumber like my brother Mario.
Yeah,
It doesn't say
that's
it's
the
from
one.
Luigi, but you have to make that assumption
Well, he's his only brother, so
that we know of.
he is Lario.
Larry.
It's me, Larry.
Would you like a calzone? The combat system in this game is excellent, though.
It is. I really enjoy it. It's because again, you have that element from which a lot of people might be familiar with from Paper Mario, where you after pressing the attack, you can press a button again at a certain time period, and it increases the power of the attack.
Or like Final Fantasy VIII, where if you hit R1 at a certain time, it increases the power.
Nice reference
You like that?
for Squall's trigger on his sword.
Trigger. The variety that they have in here for different weapons. They don't have a lot of weapons, but the different attack styles. It's kind of done in an X, Y, A, B. So each button is assigned to something different. A is attack, X is items, Y is specials, and then B is like defense or run away. But if you have a certain item equipped, like your super jump shoes, then you can jump on any enemy. Or if you do your special powers, like you have your super button or your super fireball, you just continually press Y. Or what's the other one? Super jump, where if you keep timing it right, you can just repeatedly jump on an enemy over and over again. So there's a little bit of depth to the combat system aside from just attack.
Yeah, and I like that. It brings a new element to the combat and makes it a bit more exciting than it is otherwise.
And each character has different styles of weapons. And I was reading that they couldn't settle on what they wanted the combat to look like for Mario, if they wanted him to use traditional weapons and magic, or if they wanted him to use like a hammer and shell. So they went to this fan expo and put it out to the audience. And the one that got the more applause is the one that they were going to implement into the game. And obviously we got the hammer and the shell.
Well, I think that fits in more than him having, for example, a sword. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, or just a big battle axe. It wouldn't have fit with the world.
Yeah, just hacking off the heads of Goombas and stuff.
I think it would have been a little too violent.
Yeah, just a bit. Whereas just jumping on something's head is fine.
I do like the leveling up system because it requires a little bit of strategy to it, where each battle you get a little bit of experience, and once you level up, you have 3 options to choose from: HP, power, or star points. And star points are shared, which I think is really interesting, between the whole group.
No, it's not star points. It's actually magic power.
Oh, that's right, MP. Sorry.
Yeah, because it puts up your magic defense and your magic. But flower points are basically what you use for your special moves, and you can get items called flower tabs and flower boxes, which increase the flower points that you have, which are shared between team members.
Which is really interesting because that requires even more strategy then of who's got the more powerful one, and if this one takes 8 and this one takes 8 and I've only got 15, which one should I use? And pretty much one character is always just healing and replenishing flower points.
Yeah, that's Mallow, isn't it?
Mallow the Cloud Frog.
Yeah, he thinks he's a tadpole, but he isn't.
How stupid does one person have to be? It's like Queena
Quite.
from 9.
Oh, God.
So you
Queena
walk
was
into the
so
Mushroom
dumb.
Kingdom, and you meet this little puffball who is lost, and he starts crying, and it starts raining. So
I really like that touch.
you go up and talk to him, and I don't remember why he's lost or what he can't. Oh, because somebody stole his coin. He was coming to town. His grandpa gave him a frog coin to buy something, like a cricket pie or something like that. And he lost his coin because Croco, this velociraptor, stole it. So you have to help him get it back.
Velociraptor in a top hat, isn't he?
Yes, carrying a hobo satchel.
Yes.
So Mallow starts crying. He thinks he's a tadpole. He's clearly not. So you go help him fight Croco to get his coin back. Take him to his grandpa. And his grandpa is very clearly a frog. And his grandpa says, "I think it's time I tell you something."
I think
You're
the bit
not-
with
Yeah.
the bit with his grandpa, where his grandpa comes towards Mario over the water, and he's like being one of those enemies who's in the cloud, has him on a fishing rod, so he's floating in the sky. It's just great.
So his grandpa looks at him and goes, "Mallow, I think it's time to tell you something. You're not a frog." And he's just bewildered that he's not a frog. It's like, you're
Oh
very
my God!
clearly a cloud.
Mustn't
Very
have ever
clear.
looked at himself.
He's a cloud that wears pants.
He's only surrounded by a body of water, which would act as a mirrored surface. You know, just
He ain't
saying.
too smart. He's kind of worthless in combat until about 4 hours in.
Yeah,
but
when you get the symbols.
Apparently, there's a weapon before that, though. The stick.
Is there? I missed that.
I didn't know where it was either.
No.
Maybe
Oh.
it's back in the original town.
No, I completely missed that.
I did too. So he just kind of existed solely as my healer.
Yeah. I did the exact same thing you did. So I think it's important to note that I didn't get anywhere near the end of this game this week.
Oh no, we're doing this over 2 weeks.
Are we? Good.
Yes, I thought we agreed upon that.
We haven't said it live in the show, just so everybody is aware.
This will be a 2-weeker because it's not that long.
But with moving house and stuff,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, it just didn't have much time.
No.
The progression of the game, when I was a kid, I'm like, man, this game's really long. It's really not, because each world has a star associated to it. You come in to the town, You discover something has happened. Like Mallow, you needed to help him get his coin. You come back to town and there are all these shy guys bouncing around harassing everybody. So then you destroy all the shy guys, go into the castle where they've taken over the castle with this guy. What's the first boss's name? Bellum? Bellum?
Something like that. Something like that, I think.
Bellum.
Hello.
The boss battles in this game are difficult.
They are.
If you
They have a lot of health.
If you have not done any grinding, you will get your butt kicked.
I mean, it's quite hard to level up on this as well. It takes a while.
Yeah, because you only get like 3 or 4 experience points, and you need like 70.
Have you ever got the thing where you get an item called Lucky, and then you can gamble how many experience points you get?
No.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, sometimes when you kill an enemy, they drop an item, which can either heal your health, put your attack up, put your defense up, or sometimes it says Lucky, and then at the end of the fight, you'll get a screen pops up which says, would you like to gamble all your experience points? Go double or go big or get nothing, basically. And then it gives you 3 eggs. One of them's got Yoshi inside. And then you have to try and guess which one it is. You can either get a miss, which is nothing, and then you lose everything. You get a tie, which is used when you get the experience points you would have got normally. Or if you get the one with Yoshi in, you get double the experience points.
I mean, you've got a 66% chance of getting experience, so you always
and 3 times it's happened to me. I've failed twice.
Did you get the double ones?
Once, yes.
Huh.
So I'm surprised that's not happened to you.
No, I haven't seen that. I've gotten attack up. So when you use items too, there's a random chance that it just won't consume the item. It would be like, hey, freebie. Which has gotten me out of a few pinches. There have been a couple battles with Gino where he's just swept the table because he's attacked, killed the person. It goes, once again, and you get to attack again and kill him, and once again, and I took out 3 enemies in a row.
I cannot figure out how you do Gino's special move.
What do you mean?
The charge beam thing.
You just hold Y down until it shows 3 stars and let go.
But it doesn't work when I do it.
What does it do?
It goes past 3 stars and then...
Well, yeah, what it does is it loads up to 3 stars, and then they shrink back down, and then he fires his beam.
Right.
So you just, when it says hold Y to charge, you just hold Y. When it gets to 3 stars, you let go.
Okay. Then it shows smaller stars again.
Yeah, it just
so I'm doing it right.
Crumples back down.
That's fine.
I found that the special attacks aren't really as powerful as your normal attack.
No, I just rely on normal attack. But I'm the same with Final Fantasy, to be honest. I'm not much of a magic user.
It depends. If I know that the enemy is weak to
something.
If
I'm fighting like an ice monster who's weak to fire, then I'll throw a fire ragger at it or something, you know?
Yeah.
But, what was I going to say? I can't remember. It's gone.
Like most things.
Yes. But I'm quite liking it overall so far.
There's a lot of goofy side mission stuff. Like when you get to the tadpole pond,
God.
There is Todofsky. That's his name. He is a musical composer who creates music by jumping on tadpoles.
He does, yes.
And you have 3 songs that you have to make.
I only know one.
Did you look it up, or did you just get it randomly?
No, there's a tadpole next to it who tells you about it.
Oh.
He tells you because you have to do La, To, Si, For, whatever it is. And,
Do, Re, Mi?
That one, yep. And but it's really hard to do.
Yes.
It's just a lot of trial and error.
The lines where the tadpoles pop up aren't always clear.
No. And because you have to memorize exactly where each one is because you don't have a reference point. Basically, Todofsky will tell you which one's which, but then once he's told you that, you can't see it anymore. So you have to kind of remember it.
I just used a guide and like, yeah, here we go.
I did it purely through remembering it, which I'm quite proud of.
Well, get you, sister.
Now, you said to me earlier in the week that you had problems emulating this game.
Yeah, this game is impossible to emulate properly. I used to always want to play it on
absolutely no problems.
There's no chug for you at all?
Not at all.
Really?
Really.
I've tried for years to get this to emulate properly, and I'm
Which,
playing this on
which,
a top-of-the-line gaming PC, and it still chugs.
well, my shit old laptop plays it fine.
What emulator are you using?
SNES 9X.
That could be the issue. I was using ZSNES.
No, I never use that.
Um,
So honestly, I was playing through it and I was like, "What's he on about? There's nothing's
it
happening."
doesn't chug a lot, but when you talk to people, sometimes the lettering clips out, or when you get to certain places, like I got to Mole Town, and as I'm jumping up the mine, or jumping up the outside of the mountain, it'll start to chug a little bit. Music might be a little laggy.
No, I see no problems.
Huh.
The only issue I've had is, which is quite a common issue apparently. Did you go through the pipe house to the Yoshi Island?
Yes.
And the race, I just couldn't get the rhythm right.
I did it first try. So I had an issue with this game where I had to replay about half of the first half because of emulating. I made a dumb mistake and accidentally loaded the game. Or I loaded a game instead of opened a save state, and when you do that, it erases things.
Idiot.
So the first time I did it, I just beat Boshi hands down, and next time I got back to it, I just couldn't beat him again.
I just couldn't get the rhythm right, but apparently when you're emulating, depending on the buffer length you have your sound set at, it can completely throw off the rhythm that you have to tap at.
I got my butt kicked thoroughly every time I tried, and I just went,
because you can practice with Toad before you do it, and he'll say, if you've done it wrong, he'll say you're not getting it right at all, and I'm like, I am doing it to the beat, I know I am.
Yeah.
And then every time he was going, you're not doing it right. I'm like, yes I am, you little ass. It was just driving me crazy. So I just give up on that and just didn't bother.
I really liked Rosetown. Rosetown was interesting because the boss in that town had an effect on the boss in that area had an effect on what was happening in town. He's this bow and arrow. Everything's just a goofy sentient object. So they're little minions from Smithy the sword. And he's just firing arrows into town because he's bored. He's just this batshit crazy bow and arrow. He's firing arrows that when he hits people, they become immobile.
I really like that, actually.
Yeah, he's a good one. And you get into town and you see this little boy playing with Mario and Peach and Bowser and this other doll, this blue doll named Gino. And you go to bed for the night and you discover when you come back down, Gino the doll is gone.
No, but why does he go to bed for the night? Because he gets knocked out by the little kid. I thought it was really funny.
Little kid takes out the most notorious hero in all of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, basically Mario just wants to play with his action figures with him. The kid just completely knocks out Mario, smashes them into the wall. It's great.
I don't know how I feel about Gino as a character.
He seems okay.
He's the one that a lot of people are calling for to put into Smash Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'd be a decent Smash Brothers character. He's just he's a goofy Mario character.
He hasn't been in anything else, though, has he?
No.
I think you get other party members later on, don't you? But we'll go into that next week.
Yeah, you do. This is the first game where you can actually play as former villains in the Mario series.
Oh, I wonder who that will be.
I don't know. You're trying to reclaim a castle.
Who has a castle?
The boy...
Larry, you get in the team.
This boss was the most difficult one I've come across yet, because he's got... If you don't equip Wake Me Up pins, every time he hits you with a bow and arrow, you fall asleep. But he also throws down X, Y, and A markers during the battle, and he'll fire an arrow at one of those, and it disables that button. So if you haven't healed, or you're out of flower points, and he hits X or Y, you're toast.
See, I went and stocked up on mushrooms in basically the first town, so I was never short of healing items. In fact, I often had to throw things out of my items to clear space for new items.
Did you go to the secret room in the forest?
I did.
Bunch of decent stuff there.
Yeah, flower points and stuff, and because obviously you get these treasure chests in the sky, which are kind of like the question mark blocks. So Mario, and you can get items which heal your health and coins, and you can collect the green coins as well. I'm not quite sure what they're for yet.
You can take them to the tadpole pond and redeem them for items.
Oh, okay, I've only got about 3 or 4 so far, I think.
Frog coins.
What did you think of the section where it was kind of a bunch of mini games where you were falling down the mountain and on the
Eh,
barrel?
is okay. There comes
I
another
thought it was,
point later after the mine where there's a mine cart race that you have to.
oh, how very. There's an enemy actually who was just like Donkey Kong.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
I'm
big
glad
purple
you picked it.
gorilla.
Yeah, yeah. Look, the sprite looks the same and everything because the game has a very similar aesthetic to Donkey Kong. If you look at it,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah,
I do
I think
like
it's
the enemy variety in this game. There's a lot of different enemy. It's not just your traditional. Here's a bullet
no,
bill. Here's a Goomba. Here's a Boo.
although they are there, but there is more than that.
Yeah. And each
But then-
stage that you get to, it instantly ramps the difficulty up. Like when you first get to the mines, if you're trying to fight those enemies initially, you're going to get obliterated.
No, I think you're underleveled, my friend, because I'm not struggling.
I could be. I was really short on gold, and a
Uh-huh.
lot of the enemies only give you 2 or 3 gold, and I needed to buy Mario's upgraded items, and I needed to get a weapon and some armor for Gino, and I had to buy the symbols for Mallow.
Of course, you had to buy Mega Pants as well.
Of course, that was the best. So I went back to the sewers, and if you fight the rats, every battle with the rats gives you anywhere between 10 and 15 gold
That's not bad.
instead of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
There's a trading mini game in Moleville. Did you do that one?
I don't
Kinda
think
like
so.
the old Zelda games. It's really expensive for almost zero payoff. There's a little girl who's hiding behind some crates, and she wants some fireworks, but you have to buy fireworks for 500 coins.
Oh my God.
Then you have to trade them with that girl for a shiny stone, and then you exchange the shiny stone for a cookie, and then give the cookie to another child who's sitting in a bucket. Then you can jump into that bucket and go to the Midas River to collect coins. You have another cookie. If you give it to the starving kid, you'll receive a frog coin.
Right. Is that
So
it?
Yeah, that's it. You spend 500 coins to get one frog coin.
What?
Yeah,
That's mental.
yeah.
Mental, I tell you.
There's also in Moleville. There's a character later. She's a female. We won't say who it is, but I'm sure you can guess. That in Moleville you can get her best weapon, but it's not specifically stated. This is a weapon. You can buy 2 items: the mystery egg and a metal plate, and the metal plate ends up being that weapon for this character later. Turns out to be a frying pan.
Ah, good weapon.
Yes. So there's a lot of really goofy stuff that you wouldn't just naturally come across.
No, I like that though.
Yeah. Did you make it to the boss for the 3rd star?
I have not got that far. No.
Because that's where we decided to stop. He's really interesting. When you get into the mine, each of the dungeons has this spring platform that if you jump on it, it normally takes you back to the beginning. So you jump on this one and it rockets you into the ceiling and you get knocked out.
Yeah, I got to that bit. Yeah.
And Croco and his minions come up and steal all your coins. So you have to chase him
Bastards.
down to get him back. But before that, if you've explored, you'll find a mole who can't get through a wall. He's like, I need a bomb. Okay, fine, I got to go find a bomb. You beat Croco. You get all your coins back and a bomb. So you take it to him. He blows up the wall. You proceed through to this giant bomb. He doesn't look like a bomb, but his name is Punchinello.
Oh yeah,
And his name was originally supposed to be James Bomb.
I see what they did there.
And management at Nintendo went, yeah, nah, we don't like that. But he still introduces himself like James Bond. He goes, my name is Nello, Punchinello.
Doesn't quite work.
No, it doesn't. But that's where we decided to stop
It is.
because we didn't have a lot of time. The rest of the game clips through pretty quick. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Like there's a reference to The Legend of Zelda, Samus from Metroid.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. The rest of the game. I'm glad we decided to split it apart because I would like to finish this one.
Yeah, this
finally.
one we definitely need to finish. It's really good. I do remember the ending of it being kind of difficult.
We'll get there, my friend.
But I want to talk about the music because this game has fantastic music.
It does. It takes a spin on a lot of old Mario tunes as well, which I liked.
The
underground music and the actual Mario theme and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
When Gaz is playing with the Geno doll, it's the classic Super Mario World athletic theme.
All right.
The underground music, I think you just said, is a remix of the original. There's one with Princess Peach, too. I don't remember what that one was. But the original Mario's pad music is a mixture of the first Super Mario Brothers and the overworld from the grassland of Mario 3. They've taken those two and kind of mixed them together. But I love the map music in this game. It's one of my favorite map musics.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's just happy and chipper.
Happy and chipper.
Chipper. So,
chipper.
We're going to stop on the Mario RPG for there, but
yes.
Let me find out when our last show was, because we have gotten some emails. It was January 16th.
Email.
If you also send us email, factorysealedmanatank.com.
What?
Factorysealed@manatank.com.
Thank you. That's clearer.
Factory sealed.
Oh, factory sealed.
Okay, we've got an email from Brian Ha titled No Zelda. He writes, "Hey, Factory Seal crew, just wondering if there are any popular retro video game series that you have never played before. For example, even though I've been gaming for almost 20 years, I've never played a Zelda game before.
What?
I loved Metroidvania-style games, but have never touched any of the actual Metroid or Castlevania games. I'm not sure if I'm actively avoiding these franchises or if it's just apathy, but I know it surprises people who know I like older games. Sincerely, a smug competition winner. P.S. In case you wanted an update about my girlfriend who was using this podcast to help her with her English, she is no longer my girlfriend.
Oh.
This is because we have just gotten married in a huge ceremony in Laos.
Oh, shit. I like what you did there. You put it down and you had a big up.
I did. She is my wife who's now using this podcast to help her with her English.
Oh, congratulations, Brian.
Pip, Pip.
That's not a nice story.
Bring out the wedding bells.
Edna!
Edna!
Ring those bells, goddammit!
Squeeze into your finest wedding attire. We're going out. Congratulations, Brian.
Where was our invite?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed.
I know, right? So what games have you not played, Eric, apart from Kingdom Hearts?
I mean, I've played the series. I would have said Mass Effect, but I've played that. I never really got into the Breath of Fire, but I feel like that series has kind of died off. Wild Arms. I mean, I've played a lot of games.
Yeah, I can't really think of much. Pokemon, you hadn't played that until recently.
Yeah, I mean, surely there has to be something.
Just trying to rack my brains of what there is.
I mean, we play a lot of games.
We do.
Games.
I've branched out a lot since I joined this show.
Think.
I
haven't played the only Dragon Quest I've played is Dragon Quest 8.
I've never played Dragon Quest.
You would really like it.
I probably would.
Really like it. You'd also like Golden Sun.
Probably. And you like a JRPG.
Oh, Golden Sun is so good.
I even liked what was it called? Enchanted Arms on the Xbox 360 back in the day.
Ooh, that was a weird battle system.
It was.
Here's your line. You can't cross this.
Yeah, that was strange.
I never played any of the Saga series.
I've never played Civilization.
Have you played Suikoden?
No.
Ooh, there you go.
I hadn't until recently played Mega Man.
I'm not your friend anymore.
You know this already.
Nope.
Yes, you did.
Nah.
You did.
Nah.
Have you played Gears of War?
Gears of War.
Yes.
I played a little bit of the first one,
Okay.
but that was about it.
What about Driver?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know, man.
That's a tough question. I mean, I've played a lot of games.
Me too. I'm pretty sure I've picked up a game from famous series at some point.
King's Quest. That just hit me
No.
because Chad Hager just posted a picture with a bunch of games that he had gotten.
Oh yeah.
With the King's Quest games, and we tried to play some of it for the show, but I've never actually sat down and played it.
You didn't try very hard then, did you?
Nope. Not in the least bit. So, Daniel, I think that's going to do it for this week.
Just the one email?
Just the one. If you want to send us an email, factorysealed@manatang.com.
Okay.
Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/factorysealed.
Yeah, boy.
I think that's it. Oh, groups/factorysealed podcast.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. We're going to be back next week with the rest of Mario RPG and hopefully Master Tom, but I doubt he's going to have completed the game. I would be willing to put money on it.
I'm not taking that bet because I agree.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he's played any of it. I think he was hoping that we were going to cover it all in 1 week.
Ooh.
What do we have coming up on the schedule next, Dan? We've had to reshuffle some things with Jess's departure.
I'm not. I believe we're doing Fable.
Oof.
If we can get our paws on it somehow.
I've got it. I'll just have to hook up the old Xbox.
I'm not sure if I've got it. I don't think I do.
No,
Not the
we've got
original.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis coming up on the 19th.
Ah.
Then Fable. Boy, we've got some good ones coming up. Klonoa,
Nice.
Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops,
Mm.
Star Tropics. I'm really excited for the lineup this year. We've got some good games.
We are. We're trying to delve into some in-depth games.
I'm pumped for Resident Evil 3. It's going to be good. Well, Dan, I have to go walk around a golf course and watch professionals play golf today.
Sounds incredibly dull, but do enjoy.
No way. Free alcohol and food.
Oh my god, it's like the American dream.
Oh, I know. Watch all these posh people hit a ball with a stick and drink your brains out.
Sounds fascinating, my friend. Absolutely fascinating.
It is. So that's going to do it for this week. Dan,
Hello.
how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Not this shit again.
Thanks for joining me this week.
You're very welcome.
We will see you next week.
You will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.